I got a rosin press this weekend, so I did my first little press today, and I rolled a J, applied that rosin onto it, and covered the J with keef, and then I smoked it. And I gotta say, that was fantastic. My first taste of not concentrates, but extracts. So fantastic stuff. Very happy about that. Maybe I'll share that in the Discord and make a channel for that sort of stuff. But that'd be like 21 plus stuff. I mean, it'd have to be, right? So maybe I'll figure that out. This is where I left off in the previous video, talking about SPY and possibly being bullish. Like, what? And pretty much I decided, yeah, well, SPY could actually rise to 429. Still be in a bearish corrective pattern, which would end in a spill down to, seriously, like low. SPY would be at 322, so 320-ish. You know, that target goes up as time goes on because it is an uptrend after all that we're looking to make contact with, and the price doesn't have to. We could get a truncation through here, and that would be interesting, and that would change the count. But listen, it's good to have both things ready to go. I think I just want to just always do this. Have the bull chart and have the bearish chart. Why do I get so focused on just like a bearish thing, right? Whatever. It'll go both ways. I'll let you decide what you think of the markets. I'm still bearish. I'm just going to make that very clear. Let's talk about the dollar. Why the dollar rallied on Friday. The jobs reports was good. That is to say, there's a lot of work out there to be had. Too few people to take them, so the wages go up. And then, well, prices are also going up because cost of business is going up because the interest rates are going up. And so we have this problem. And Powell didn't say we had a wage price spiral, but he let us know that he's thinking about it now. And from the guy who said inflation was transitory, we are not in a wage price spiral. Anyway, what do I know? I think it looks like the dollar could be in a crossroads if it can break this downtrend. I don't think it will. I did find a falling wedge through here. There are a lot of lines, so bear with me. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say the Bulkowski price target for this falling wedge, which looks a lot better on a daily chart, is 105. So that would be a good strong push up in the dollar right now, which supposedly would be have a negative impact on equities like SPY. There's supposed to be a correlation here. Well, it does look like the peak in the SPY recently and the dip here in the dollar are, more or less correlating pretty well. I did notice that this is probably a 335 pattern through here. I am thinking it might be composing wave 4 of what I'm using as a minute wave. I don't know what wave other people have it has. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't really, not so much. It should maybe, but I don't know. At any rate, it was a close call on this last wave because wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave, and the way this minuet wave 3 I'm showing was shorter than minuet wave 1. Which is the motive wave that preceded it. It's problematic that it's shorter than that one because it can't be the shortest. So wave 5 can't be longer or the wave breaks down. The wave count rules fall apart. You have to follow the rules. So 101.01 was the 100% extension, and the low was 101.03. So 0.02, by 0.02, it technically is shorter, making wave 3 not the shortest wave. It is a way to say that this pushed as hard as it could. This was a big push down. It extended quite a bit through that last motive wave. And as it did, it formed this triangle. I'm going to turn on the hourly time frame. We're going to see if we have any overlap in after hours of waves 1 and 4. Or after hours on? Yes. So wave 1 could have come as low as 105. And you can see wave 4 just about that same level. But they didn't overlap. That's a big deal. It really is. Unless, of course, my count is wrong, but I think my count is right. Nonetheless, we can say, hey, this is a falling wedge. We've had an upward breakout. And while SPY also has exited a symmetrical triangle, I think that's the chart pattern that's going to break down here. I trust this wedge more than that triangle. And my zigzag pattern is better in SPY, I think, on a technical basis. So that tells me that, yeah, this actually affirms my bearish bias. Even though I'm trying to also be bullish, it's hard. Job report comes out really strong. Fed talks about how they're still going to keep raising rates, and we start talking about wage price spirals and such. I mean, there was a downtrend that the dollar broke, right? Well, it's possible that we're actually going to see a continued push down in the dollar after a retracement rally. And that retracement rally is over a pretty big price range. coming in at around 114 minus whatever 100, like 14 points, 13 points. So we could see a rally easily up to 107, and that could happen quickly, right? Who knows what the dollar is going to do, but it can make some pretty big moves. As you can see on a day-to-day basis, it can be like, look at this. Imagine a move like this in the dollar. What would that do to equities, right? If the dollar did something, yeah, just like what I've drawn. That would be tremendous. That would have an impact for sure. So I'm starting to watch this correlation very closely. Very closely. It's curious to me that the RSI never reached into oversold during this time. Never quite made it there. That tells me that there's probably one more drop, and that will signal the end of this correction, which is funny to think about, how the dollar would rise and then fall here. I wonder what would cause a fall in the dollar. We'll see if we get a reversal pattern topping near here above 107. If the index of the dollar can't raise to even that high, then we're going to be a little more bearish on it, which is bullish for equities. Nonetheless, here we are looking at the dollar.